Starfield just released a brand new update that officially introduced the land vehicles, so if you're wondering what that update was on your game console or your PC, after being teased for a while, we finally have land vehicles in the game. Yesterday during Gamescom opening night live, Bethesda gave us our first look at the Land Rover that's in this game called the Rev-8, but that wasn't the only thing that they teased yesterday. They also gave us the official release date for Starfield's Shattered Space expansion. Prior to this reveal, I was starting to wonder when we would get the next update for Starfield, as the last one released quite a while ago, which was in June. They brought community creations to the game as well as the Tracker Alliance. But lucky for us, new Starfield content is on the way. We have a lot to cover, guys, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's get into it. Real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is a free-to-start MMORPG focused on gameplay that respects the player's time, with account-wide unlocks for many of its features. Janther Wilds, the newest expansion to Guild Wars 2, releases on August 20th. This is the 5th expansion that brings players to the fabled Isles of Janther in pursuit of adventure and rewarding new experiences. This region is highly anticipated and has been too dangerous to navigate until now. As they journey, players will learn to wield a spear in combat, encounter new allies in the lowland Codon, build a homestead for themselves, and learn more about the history of Tyria's past. Janther Wilds will continue the successful expansion model introduced with Secrets of the Obscure, with quarterly content releases across the span of a year. Now, for the first time in Guild Wars 2 history, a new weapon type will be introduced for land combat, the two-handed spear. It was initially designed exclusively for underwater combat. Guild Wars 2 Janther Wilds, though, will allow players to freely swap between aquatic and terrestrial weapon slots, each with unique weapon skills. Now, your adventures in Guild Wars 2 Janther Wilds will lead you to your own homestead, an account-wide personal instance with a structure and land for you to decorate and cultivate. No lottery, land grab, rent, or maintenance. Mounts are one of the strongest and most acclaimed gameplay features in Guild Wars 2, and this expansion brings an updated Warclaw acquisition method and its own mastery line. Warclaw will automatically be unlocked for players who own Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns or Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire. Guild Wars 2 has challenging and cooperative content, 3 new open world explorable maps, Convergences, a 50-player event, and a new raid with a challenge mode, which is a 10-player raid. There's also a new fractal dungeon with challenge mode for 10-player groups and Wizard's Vault rewards. So do me a favor, check out the link in the description to buy Janther Wilds and support today's video sponsor. So now let's go ahead and get into the actual update itself. According to the Bethesda blog, they said this, and I quote, "Starfield's Rev-8 land vehicle drops in latest update. The latest free update sees the arrival of Starfield's first land vehicle." They continued by saying the latest free update is here and is bringing a highly requested feature, the Rev-8 land vehicle. Now is your chance to explore new frontiers and reach new heights in your very own land cruiser. The patch notes continue on by saying, ready to head out in the Rev-8, visit your favorite city's ship technician to install a vehicle module, and you're good to go. Once you have the module in your ship of choice, the Rev-8 will automatically deploy right outside of your ship wherever you land. You can even show off your personal style by customizing the Rev-8 with unique colors. They continued with saying, as you're touring planets in Starfield, you're bound to run into some hostile elements. The Rev-8 is equipped with a powerful mounted turret as well as an armor for additional protection when driving. Your boosters can help you get out of sticky situations quickly, but they're not just forward boosters. You could also hit the boosters to add some jump to your ride, letting you sail through the air and reach areas that would have previously been much tougher to get to. So like the patch notes say, if you want to get a land vehicle, it is very easy. It does cost 25,000 credits, however, so if you don't have that many credits, you will have to grind up to get 25k. And then once you have the credits, you go to any technician. I personally went to the one on New Atlantis. I talked to the technician and then I say I want to buy a vehicle, and that's when they offer to sell you the Rev-8. You buy it and then it immediately spawns behind you, which is right next to your ship. Now in terms of color customization, there's 3 different colors. You can kind of choose whichever one you want, and then you can adjust things like the brightness, the saturation, and just the basic color customization that you're used to. Now one thing that I would love to see eventually with Starfield is have the ability to have the same level of customization that the ships do with the Land Rover. Imagine being able to customize every aspect of your Land Rover like you do with your ships. Having the ability to add augments to your Land Rover would be really cool. Like guys, imagine if you could add a turret in the back and then have one of your companions mount the turret and then just start blasting all of the enemies in the way. Either way, I absolutely love the fact that there's land vehicles now. It's highly needed. However, I've seen some criticism that some planets feel a bit empty, so it's like, what's the point in using a land land vehicle if you're just kind of running around aimlessly. But to that, I will say, try it out, guys. It's actually pretty fun. Like, I thought I was stuck for a while and I didn't know that there was a vertical booster, but as soon as I held Y, I was like, oh crap, I can actually boost vertically and I can get out of sticky situations. It actually works. I thought for sure that this would be a classic Bethesda bug where I got stuck in an area and I just had to reload, but nope, there is vertical boosters, which is a plus. So continuing on with the patch notes, they said this also available in the August update are the new Xbox Series S display settings to mirror existing Xbox Series X settings. They start off by saying the new setting, which is a frame rate target mode, you can now choose between 30, 40, 60, or an uncapped frame rate on VRR displays. And if you don't have a VRR display running at 120 Hz, you will still be able to select from 30 or 60. They said that screen tearing may occur at times when selecting 60 on a non-VRR display. They continue by saying you can now prioritize between visuals and performance while trying to maintain the target frame rate. If you're choosing a frame rate target of 60 or above, we recommend changing this to performance. Prioritizing visuals keeps the highest resolution while maintaining full detail for special effects, lighting, and crowds. Prioritizing performance lowers internal resolution and details for special effects, lighting, and crowds. Both modes may adjust internal resolution dynamically when scenes or actions get heavier as well, and when switching between modes, you will see the lighting change briefly as the system catches up to the new mode. Next up, there's VSync. There's finally a way to toggle between VSync on or off. Choosing off will separate the game frames from the monitor's refresh rate and may result in screen tearing. Toggling on will synchronize the frame rate to the monitor's refresh rate, avoiding screen tearing but limiting the number of frames. Continuing on with the patch notes for the general section, they said they made general performance and stability improvements, creations UI fixes and improvements as well. Now for the gameplay section, they said they addressed an issue that could prevent fully scanning the planet Beta Array 1. They addressed an issue with legendary weapons that could cause the well-fed and hydrated effects to refresh. They also addressed an issue with switching weapons that could cause the "you are now hydrated" notification to appear frequently. They also addressed an issue that could cause sustenance effects to stop working in NG+ variants. They fixed an issue with reloading the Nova Strike sniper rifle. They also resolved an issue that caused other characters to hold the Nova Strike rifle incorrectly. They fixed a visual issue with the magshot reload animation in 0G. Next up, the extreme temperature entry spacesuit can now be put on displays. They addressed an issue that could cause multiple items to spawn on display stands. Now the Rattler displayed on the Trackers Alliance headquarter wall can now be interacted with. Gravity Well no longer pulls NPCs into ships in the chop shop. They adjusted map location markers and cities to improve fast traveling. The apartment in the well in New Atlantis now has a map marker, which is pretty cool. The marker for Shepard's General Store in Aquila should now display properly. They also fixed an issue that could cause Lyle Brewer to become hostile to the player as a follower. They updated the status text for the shielded grip and large shielded grip mods for the plasma cutter, adjusted the balance on Mysterious Tracker's voice audio, and resolved an issue that could cause unexpected noises upon entering the lodge for NG+ variants. Now here comes the updates to the ships. They fixed an issue that could cause ship docking bridges to remain extended. They addressed an issue with modifying a landed non-home ship that could cause a duplicate ship model to appear on the landing pad. Now for the ship builder itself, the ship module variants and flip versions will now correctly revert to the original when pressing the cancel button. And then ship decoration, they addressed an issue with the ecliptic claymore that could allow objects to be placed outside of the ship. So glad they sorted that one out as well. Moving on to the graphics, they fixed an issue that would cause the frame generation setting to be turned off when DLSS was selected for upscaling. They fixed lighting for ship and station interiors in photo mode, improved the quality of reflections in shallow puddles. They addressed an issue with upscaling that could cause visual artifacts on planets when viewed from space. And then helmets will now toggle correctly for companions who are downed in photo mode. Now for the UI, they addressed an issue with the ship and inventory menus on 21:9 resolutions. They fixed an issue with how large carry capacity is displayed in the inventory with large font enabled. And then they addressed an issue with how the cue ball and ping pong ball display in the inventory menu. And finally, for the outpost section, flood lamp decoration items now correctly toggle off and on at outposts featuring a power source. So as you know, the Shattered Space expansion is the first expansion coming to Starfield, and we got the official reveal trailer during the Xbox Game Showcase, but we finally have some news about the release date. And yesterday during Gamescom Opening Night Live, we finally got that release date, and it's happening sooner than you might think, and that is September 30th, 2024, so next month. The Bethesda blog released some details about the expansion, to which they said this: the home planet of House Varun remains a mystery to the vast majority of the citizens of these settled systems. This clandestine faction is primarily known only by their dangerous reputation and violent history. When a distress signal originating from from a derelict star station leads you on a path to Varunkai. You'll be able to uncover the secrets surrounding the followers of the Great Serpent and ultimately decide the future of House Varun. Shattered Space is the first story expansion of our Starfield, they said. Explore a brand new, completely handcrafted location and experience the story of House Varun when Shattered Space launches on September 30th. The Great Serpent awaits. And then they said that Shattered Space is included in the Starfield Premium Edition and Premium Edition upgrade, as well as the Starfield Constellation Edition. So yeah, guys, we're finally getting new story content and it's about to get freaky and I can't wait. If you guys haven't seen the story trailer for Shattered Space, it looks pretty sick. And it's for that reason I'm jumping back into Starfield and getting my character ready for whenever Shattered Space drops next month on September 30th. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up with this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on so you're not missing out on any future gaming news. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.